The world of science, the world of the world, the world, the world, the world, the world,
The world of science.
With Dr. Hans Berger.
Dr. Hans Berger is a board-certified, world-renowned surgeon specializing in physiology, histology, pathology, pharmacology, anatomy, psychology, microbiology, biochemistry, pediatrics, family practice, and internal medicine. Dr. Berger obtained his medical degree from the University of Medicine in Dusseldorf and in 1996 began his postgraduate training at the University of Wisconsin, where then he did his fellowships at the Hospital of Potential Saints at Cleburne, Texas. Dr. Berger has written several articles and books as well as toured the country with sold-out speaking engagements. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the world of science.
And we're back in the world of science. I'm your host, Genevieve Holcomb Marcellus, and of course with us is the brilliant scientist and physician, Dr. Hans Berger. Dr. Berger, I have to tell you, we've had quite a shock here at the world of science. Our phone lines, which can hold 50 to 100 calls at a time, just exploded. Literally, you shut the phone lines down. We had such an influx of calls.
Oh, well, let's go. Let's start.
I know, but the problem is the phones aren't working right now. So, but we did take a couple of questions from our staff, if you don't mind.
Oh, no, go ahead.
This comes from John. He's over there. He's one of our producers.
Hello.
Hi, John.
Hello.
John asks, Dr. Berger, I wish to be cut. I work out continually, yet you can see the body that I am sporting right now. What workout tips can you give me that will give me muscle definition and strength? And P.S., I really just want to get chicks. John, that's...
If you want to get chicks, perhaps the muscles that you're working on are the correct muscles that women are looking for. If you want to build muscle, perhaps you should put your testicles first in your head and realize that the bigger the muscles that the rest of your body gets, the bigger they are, the smaller your testicles get. Now, women say they don't mind a man with small pair of balls, but you have to realize that they do. They want a man with a good set of balls and a nice penis size. But if you want some exercises that will build you up, if you want to get cut, I suggest a lot of cardio.
Really?
That way you can melt the fat. I suggest maybe 30 minutes to an hour of cardio. Then you go 30 minutes focusing on the arms, the shoulders, the abdominal muscles. You wank off for a little while. That way you could build that muscle down there. I don't care. That is what I suggest. Cardio before the weights.
Dr. Berger, that brings us to another interesting point. Specialists are saying more and more that cardio and just plain walking, brisk walking, builds abdominal muscles.
Could walk yourself. Let me put it this way. You want to lose weight faster? I suggest you skip, run, jump, something more than walk. But walking is good for you, but you have to commit 20 to 30 minutes, 3 days a week. That is what I suggest.
Great. And what kind of walking shoes or athletic shoes would you recommend? You know, so many people complain of blisters, foot pain, swelling. What kind of athletic, just gear overall, would you recommend?
Well, you have to get over the blisters and the hurting, because if you're going to walk, that's on your feet. I cannot stress it enough. These people, they start crying and they start boo-booing over little boo-boos on their feet. Well, if you don't get the correct size shoes, ladies, if you are size 8, you are size 8. Don't try to fit into a size 6. It's not going to work. Walking shoes, I do not suggest. I suggest running shoes that are lighter, thinner, because when you get into a brisk walk, you are practically almost into a run. Do I have a particular shoe? 9. But I can suggest something that is comfortable, enough room in your feet that would allow you comfort. If you have big, flat, wide feet, I suggest big, flat, wide shoes. Don't try to fit into anything compact, because then your feet are going to hurt.
I see. And Dr. Berger, what sports would you recommend? Or what sports, let me ask you personally, sorry to get personal with you.
That's fine.
What sports do you enjoy playing?
Slap the monkey when I was in college. As I got older, I preferred a good game of baseball because you twist, you run, you slide, you jump. The football that we in Europe call is good cardio workouts, good for your legs if you want to build that up. Also good cardio. I suggest those two. The football. American football, I'm not too big of a fan.
Oh, why is that?
Say. I don't know. A lot of men in spandex holding their hands in the crotch of another man in front of them, bent down, holding a ball. It just seems too homoerotic for someone like me to swallow. Pardon the expression.
What would you say is just critical to not only losing weight, but keeping the weight off? That's where so many Americans have their problem. It's not losing the weight, it's keeping it off. What tips can you give us, please?
Perhaps you should shut your mouth. A lot of people, when they lose weight, they think, oh, I cannot gain the weight back. I'm doing well, so I'm going to eat anything I want. No, you need to shut your mouth. You will pack the weight on. I suggest continuing the regimen that you're on. You've got to make yourself a schedule.
Sure.
Don't eat after a certain time because you have to realize that when you eat at night, all that you do afterwards is go to sleep.
Right.
And when you sleep, there's no exercise. Perhaps if someone jumps on you in the middle of the night while you're sleeping, then you could sweat a little, but you're not going to get any exercise and your right hand doesn't count.
That's very, very interesting. Absolutely. Our next question comes from Rebecca. She's over in accounting. Dr. Berger, are you married or are you seeing anyone at this time?
Well, I do have a mistress and I do have a wife, but they don't know of each other. I have to keep it perfectly honest because I am a born-again Christian for all that care, but my mistress is in Brazil and my wife is in Russia, so they don't know of each other.
That's very interesting. So you're from Germany. Where did you meet your Russian wife?
We were at a brothel in Poland, and she was very sad about what she was pursuing in her life.
Sure.
And I told her, this isn't safe, this isn't clean, perhaps you should step out of this world, come join me, I will take care of you. So I do. She cleans, she cooks, she does the bed, she shines my doorknob quite well with the doors of the bathroom.
And so how long have you been married, Dr. Berger?
I've been married for a good 2 years.
2 years?
Yes.
Fantastic.
I was single all before that.
Right. And so would you say that you had an active social life? All of your degrees and books that you've had published and all the thousands of people that you've helped over these years, how does one find time to date?
Well, you don't. You don't have find time to date. You find time to get laid. Pretty much in the world of healthcare. I didn't have find time to be social because yes, you are correct. I was reading, I was writing, I was getting a name for myself. You know, I had to find certain needs in different places. Little Consuela in Brazil was the perfect outlet for me.
Did you meet her in Brazil when you were doing your missionary work?
No, I met her in the Falkland Islands off of Argentina. She was there on a mission. I was there purely for the fact that I wanted to say I was in the Falkland Islands for a short period of time. And one thing led to another. I found myself inside her and
so you weren't in the missionary position in the Falkland Islands?
Nine.
I see.
More doggy style.
Dr. Berger, Eric wants to know, who is your favorite musician?
That is a good question. Right now, I'm a big fan of that Mariah Carey.
Mariah Carey? Sure.
She's a big yes when she came out with her Christmas album.
Christmas, sure.
Yes, one, oh, Santa, won't you be mine this Christmas? Santa, won't you come to be mine this Christmas? It was good. It was a good tune. I enjoyed it very well. Also, she's got this vision of love that it was beautiful. I enjoyed it so much.
And Dr. Berger, what other performers, musicians do you care for?
Yes, the Zeppelin that is Led Zeppelin.
Sure.
Queen.
I'm sorry, was that Cream or Queen?
Oh, no, not Cream. Although on Sundays I do enjoy some Cream, but no, Queen.
Queen,
not
sure.
King, but Queen. queen.
Sure.
Also, I enjoy the Backstreet Boys. They got some fun stuff there. Florence and the Machine. They're quite enjoyable, and that David Hasselhoff is just something special.
Absolutely, yes. He's quite an icon in Germany.
Yes, he's
Have
quite
you ever
sexy,
met?
that man, too.
Oh, okay, yes. Have you ever met David Hasselhoff?
I did. We met at the party. He was joining a doctor friend of mine. She's quite involved in the Hollywood of the Americas, and
Sure.
I introduced myself. I said, "Hello, I'm Dr. Hans Berger with surgery and trauma to David Hasselhoff," and he said, "Hello. I run around in a red bathing suit all day and
and that
play
brings
with
up
Pamela."
Oh, sure. That brings up another crucial question that a lot of our listeners want to know. What do you think of the risk and prevention of skin cancer due to sun exposure?
I think it's a lie. The sun exposure, yeah, you can get exposed to sun a lot, but I will give one example of this lady.
Sure.
She said that when she was younger, she used to cover herself in baby oil and bake herself in the sun. And I say, ma'am, you've got to realize that the sun is covering all your body with UVA, UVB rays, and here you are covering yourself with baby oil. Of course you're going to get the skin cancer because you're putting stuff that cooks you on your body. But do I think that the sun is related to skin cancer? Nine.
Really? That's very interesting.
Not at all, because you have to think, way before our time, when there were roofs over our head, we had the caveman, we had the Egyptians that were out in the sun for so long. We don't hear about melanoma or anything like that, about the Egyptians or the caveman. No, we hear about it now. Why? Because people are covering themselves with baby oil and with butter. What is that?
So, do you think that what applies with shiny food also should apply with shiny people?
Quite, and that is the correct thing. If you shine, you have a problem. If you don't shine, you're doing something right.
What would you say is the leading cause of addiction? Any addiction, alcohol, drugs? Do they permeate from the same place? Emotional, psychological, physical, paraphysical? What would you say?
Yes, I would have to say that the form of addictions we deal with today are from these people that are called enablers.
Enablers, sure.
You college kids, all you do is you binge drinking. You say, go, go, go. Chug, chug, chug. That does not help your friends because it leads them into a path of alcoholism, sniffing the powder. That's one way that addiction comes through. These enablers.
The enablers saying chug, 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 drink, drink, drink,
snort,
snort.
all that crap.
What would you say to someone who was thinking of spending $7,000 in a rehab facility for, let's say, I'm just putting it out there, a cocaine addiction? Do you think that such facilities do help with prevention and treatment? What are your thoughts on that?
I say that you are weak if you have to spend $7,000 on a facility that has a beachside location pool. It has these little frou-frou things to help you get off of drugs. No, that is not good. If you want to get off of drugs, you find a friend. You say, Hans, I am not going to do this drug. I suggest something better than silly little rehab places that have palm trees, movie stars, and video cameras. This is not a way to get better. Only a way for people to realize how much of a schmuck you really are.
I see. Wow. Potent and effective. We're going to take a break right now. Once again, we are in the world of science with Dr. Hans Berger. Dr. Berger, you lead us out with a song, one of your favorite songs?
Absolutely. We don't have to take our clothes off to have a good time. No, no.